Lately back with another video, and today's video is gonna be the review of the Quad Season 1 Episode 2. So it's a typical day on the GAMU campus. The campus is gearing up for their first football game of the season. The band is rehearsing. Melanie, who became the first chair as of last week, is having a little difficulty learning the choreography. And the drum major's pretty much telling her if she don't get her act together, she's going to be out. So if it goes over to the football, shoots over to the football team, they doing a little bench press challenge. You know, Bojan is fitting right on in. And yeah, that's just typical football players. They always see who can bench press the most and do all that other stuff. Meanwhile, Dr. Fletcher, President Fletcher, is telling her staff that the campus needs to be neat and clean because the big game is coming up, which should draw a lot of alumni and supportive fans across the state. So she said she want to make sure that the benches were so clean you can eat off of them. Sydney is showing up for the first time to volunteer. She's not feeling it, of course. They give her a little a little vest to wear. She throws it in the garbage and she takes her little cleaning supplies and move on about her way. Meanwhile, Dr. Fletcher did end up meeting with the DA to help get Cedric out, and pretty much he's gonna get out. They're just discussing, how his life would be. Every time he gets stopped, they're gonna run him. They're gonna see, that he got prior. So I guess she was trying to see if they can clean his record or something, but I don't think it's feasible at the moment with the DEA. So President Fletcher really do want to make sure that Ced can, get out and get acclimated back to the campus. Okay, I got some notes here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So Bojan's dad comes for the first game. Meanwhile, Bojan is in his room kicking it with one of his homeboys. You can tell Dad is kind of racist. Dad's really not feeling, the room. I don't know if that's his room. I can't remember if that's his roommate or his friend. But Dad wasn't feeling him, but he was telling Bojan, you need to do well, you need to play well so we can get you the hell out of here and get you to like a Big 10, Big 12 school, big name school. And Bojan's like, well, I'm okay where I'm at. I just want to stay here and, be successful. But Dad is on a whole nother mission. He wants to get Bojan the hell out of here. So what Dad wants to happen is for Bojan to up his statics and use GAMU here so he can move on to go to another well-known name school. So moving on, the character that plays Jason's in the game, he's back. He's the the alumni that wrote Dr. Fletcher the check last week for $250,000. Well, he's back. He's trying to get the bid from the university, The university's food contract is going to be expiring soon. So he's trying to put a bid in so that he can be the school food service. Apparently, he not only owns strip clubs, he owns several restaurants and food services. He also asked Dr. Fletcher, he said he'll be a support to her if she can be a support to him. So he is asking her, would she be willing to take some late admits that are his current employees? And Dr. Fletcher's like, so who are they? Are they, maids and waitresses? Or are these strippers? And he said, don't worry about what they are. I'm going to pay you full tuition. So, hey, it's all about getting that money. Meanwhile, Ced is We go to Sid. Sid is walking out the jail. He's a free man. His mom is there. She's ready to pick him up, and he's just not feeling everything. He does not want to return. He's not feeling mom per se. He didn't like the fact that mom took forever to come, and then when she did come, and I'm talking about the last episode, she didn't stay that long. She had to rush back to Chicago, and she was saying how she picked up a second job, took out a second mortgage on the home so she can be able to wrestle up some money to get him out of there, along with Dr. Fletcher's connects. But he's out of jail. He really wants to go back to Chicago. Well, number one, he wants to go back to Chantel's funeral. Go back to Chicago to attend Chantel's funeral, but unfortunately his mom had to break the news that they had the funeral already, so he's not able to attend. So he's really, truly upset. Meanwhile, Melanie gets called into Mr. Diamond, that's the band director's office, because he's been told that her steps are off. She's not quite, she's been named the first chair, but she's not first chair material when it comes down to those dance steps. So he challenged her to strap up with her instrument and try to do the moves in the office. Well, he really didn't ridicule her. He really did encourage her, and then he challenged her to practice with the little step box, because he said her problem is she don't have balance. So she tried on the box, and then she said impossible. And he said, you know what? That should never come out your mouth. You should be so busy that you don't have time to think the word impossible, because you're working so hard to get it right. So he told her to leave his office, and he encouraged her to take the box with her so that she could be motivated to get these steps. So she's so damn motivated. She is in the dorm. I think it's quiet hours night, trying to get these steps together. So the one guy said, you got 15 minutes or I'm calling the RA. So she keep going. Then another young lady in the dorm come down. She said, you know what? It's bad enough I got to share the room with these dorms, because, the cheap ass school done closed the boys' dorm, and now we got to share. But I'll be damned if I don't, get some rest. So she took old little Melody box, which Melody, she told Melody, you need to go outside. Melody said, hell, it's dark. It's cold out there. I ain't going out there. So what she did, she took Melody's box and threw it outside the little doorway. I don't know if that's to the outside area or if that's just to another hallway. So, of course, Melody goes out there and she's trying to get it together. Meanwhile, we shows Sid goes back to his room. Bryce is there. He's happy to see him. He invites Sid and his mom out for dinner. Sid don't want to fool with Bryce. Sid don't want to fool with Bryce because what Daddy did last week. Daddy was a dirty bastard saying he wasn't gonna amount to nothing. So yeah, Cedric is really trying to figure out how he's going to move forward, what is going to be his place. He's going to, he's behind the schoolwork, of course. He's going to have to play catch up and everything. So he's just trying to figure it all out. Okay, I'm checking my notes here. Yep, so meanwhile, throughout the episode, Dr. Fletcher is getting various texts from Jason. And that's the guy she fooling around with. And Jason, as always, got to send some damn picture with his naked chest, trying to entice her. So she's doing good. She's trying to avoid him. But, yeah, she ends up... hold on. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, so she ends up going to visit Jason's little apartment to tell him that it's over, that she says she can't do this no more. She really wants to make it work with her family. She was married for 18 years. She was happy. She just had a moment where she was unhappy and she just let her feelings get the best of her. And then he was saying, he traveled to Atlanta and transferred to be with her. He loves her. He wants her to be his woman, but she breaks it off. So, he pretty much, gives her the, okay, you need to get out. So back to Cedric. Cedric goes and visit the site where Chantel's body was found, and he just put down a beer and some flowers and just broke down. He missed Chantel so much. He loved her so much. So he started having flashbacks as to, her coming to visit and saying that she loved him and she missed him and all that good stuff. But that's the closest he felt he was going to get to remember her since he had missed the funeral. It is game day. It is game day. So unfortunately, there's been a push from not only Dr. Fletcher, but, Bo John's dad and, some of the teammates. They really want Bo John to start. But Coach decided, Coach been back and forth with this the whole entire time. Do he let Bo John start? Do he let Terrence start? So he ended up letting Terrence start and just told Bo John, just stay ready. So, of course, the people probably not going to be happy with that. Meanwhile, President Fletcher is on her way to the first game, and she gets stopped and actually end up getting served divorce papers by her husband. While she was trying to get to the game, like she was trying to get a hold of him, and he would not respond. So, she left some nasty, dirty message, voicemail for him, pretty much telling him by the time, her and her lawyers get done with them, gonna pretty much wipe him clean. But hold that thought, girl. Be careful, because, you are getting a divorce based on a part of an infidelity. So he might be able to hit you back with that infidelity stuff. So be careful there. Let's see here. I gotta backtrack. So I forgot. I gotta backtrack. So prior to the game, they had band practice again. So Melanie once again could not get that damn step to save her soul. So they end up taking away her first chair position. Now she's back down to fourth chair, and the lady who was the original chair is back to chair, because apparently she could get the steps right. So Melody's back to square one, trying to get it together. So we can fast forward back to the game now. So it's game day. They tailgating. Bryce is with his brother, talking about his dad. And, he's like, well, I don't agree with some of the things. Dad tells us one things, but he's, his actions and his thoughts is another thing. His brother was telling him, he's our dad. Yeah, we love him, but, understand, he's going to see things a little differently from, what we may see. So that was just like his brother saying, Dad's not always right, and pretty much stand up and do what you believe in your heart. So that's what I thought, I got from that little conversation there. So pretty much Dr. Fletcher pulls up to the game, is, they giving her the presidential treatment and usher her in. Meanwhile, Sydney, as mind you, Sydney Poe's been doing some volunteering. Apparently, according to the volunteer leader, Sydney ass ain't been seen. So she came at one day, threw her vest in the garbage, and probably kept it moving and ain't been back since to volunteer. So she's at the game, dressed up. I'm like, wow, I didn't know you do short skirts and heels to the football game, but okay. But of course, she got that red cup. The question is, President Dr. Fletcher want to know what the hell is in that red cup. So she said, damn, didn't you just get alcohol poison not too long ago, and you're back at it again? And then she said, I if I could just choke you, stomp you out. And then pretty much Sydney smart ass is gonna be like, but you're not. I don't like Sydney. I need Sydney to get a damn wake up call. So it ain't gonna be the alcohol poison. What is it gonna be? Sydney need to get it together. So anyway, the GAMU ends up, it's a game, folks. It's not a blowout. So they're down 14-17. I think this GSU, which is a top team, got one of the guys that's in the running for the Heisman. So, Bo John trying to tell the coach you need to run this play. Terrence is trying to run the play, telling the coach to run this play so they can try to win the game. So coach ended up putting both of them out there, and I believe Bo John ended up dropping the ball, but he did, save grace, and he made a hell of a block for Terrence, and they end up winning the game. They won 20-17. So everybody's happy. Bo John's okay, but Bo John daddy ain't feeling it. He is not feeling the fact that Bo John wasn't a star. First off, Bo John didn't get in till towards the end of the game, and then the daddy feel like he had missed this opportunity. But Bo John just look at it like, hey, a win is a win. We were expected to lose this game due to the other team's success, but we won. So after the game, I guess this is like the alumni getting together, drinks. They're clapping for coach, and even Mr. Diamond giving the coach some respect. So because, it's gonna, be a good season. So the Jason character from the game introduces Dr. Fletcher to the two young ladies who she's gonna allow to do late registration and join the business program. So what else? From there, there is, the game is over. They did show Melody. She did get to suit up and perform with the band. But, as much as a game is over, you got to get ready for the next game and the next performance. So they're in rehearsal, and or did I get that confused? They was in rehearsal, and then Mr. Diamond ended up like not feeling well. I don't know if he got some pains, and then he started a little coughing. But yeah, pretty much, Melody is back down there to fourth chair. So let me see. Did I get everything? So GAMU wins. Melody's back down to fourth chair. So Cedric's mom decides she's going to stick around for a week to help him try to get acclimated back to, life and campus. And they was watching the game, and, she was rooting a chant that Bryce and Cedric did at that party in the first episode. So the first in the movie. So, he's thinking, hopefully that's like a motivation for him to get back on top, with his music thing, get the school thing straightened out. Okay, I believe that is it. We still showing Melody. It's still showing Melody practicing, trying to get that step right, because guess what? Eventually, she's going to go back for that first chair position. And I think what it is that Mr. Diamond really do see the potential in her. So that's going to, I think she's going to somehow manage to get back on top. But right now, she's a freshman. And I talking to people who I know played in black college bands, they said ain't no way in hell a freshman would, take no lead spot like that. It's like you got to work your way up. So some of the people that's been in black bands tell me some parts of that band story in that show is not realistic. Okay, so the show ends with Dr. Fletcher showing back up to Jason's apartment. That's the lover. She's asking him, do he care about her? And he said, yeah, and blah, blah, blah. I want you to be my woman. Then next thing you know, they going at it again. I swear this woman is getting dick down every episode. If it's not her Jason, it's the soon to be ex-husband. If it's not the ex-husband, it's she just getting D'd down. I swear, but it was a good episode. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next week. It's going to get even more intense because Jason now he think he in there like swimwear. So he gonna think he can just pop the hell up wherever Dr. Fletcher gonna be at. You're a president. You have to attend a lot of events, a lot of meetings, a lot of social functions. So he just don't think he's in there just to go to any old type of thing. So it's like some event like it's going to take place next week, and he's going to show up, and Dr. Fletcher going to be like, you need to get the hell out of here. So that was the episode in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And if you are a subscriber, thank you for your support. Until then, see you next week with episode number 3 of The Quad.